don't know if you guys can see, but this is where the exhaust was leaking from already. The fire ring. Check that out real quick. That's one way to do it. There you go. Now that the turbo is somewhat out of the way, I can work with that. That way I can remove the second wastegate that is in the bottom right there. Gives me time to actually work on the drain, since it's a little dirty. It's probably not that tight, so I need to retighten that. Time to remove all the bolts, and then this VTEC oil pressure switch, it's leaking because I don't have a gasket on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now that every single nut it's out, the manifold is ready to actually get pulled out. But before we get to that, I have to lift the car up, jack it up, and then we have to loosen out one of the engine mounts that's down here under the manifold. I have to loosen it up just enough so I can lift the motor at least 3 inches, because if I don't, you will have clearance issues right here. So it'll, let me see if I can show you guys, it'll hit right around right here, so it'll hit and you won't be able to pull the manifold out. So that's probably the only annoying thing about this manifold, because you kind of have to, you can't just slide it in. You have to lift the motor and then work your way with it. So I have to lift it up, put it up in the air, lift it up at least 3 to 4 inches, and that'll give me enough clearance to get the manifold out. But hopefully I don't have to remove this wastegate, because that one's a pain in the ass to put it back in. Those 2 bolts right there that are right next to each other, it takes a 17mm socket. Just loosen them up enough to where you can get enough clearance to like jack it up. Dropped it. All I did was pretty much feed it through the bottom, where that's usually where you take out the stock header. Hopefully you guys can see where the crack is. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, this is cracked. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. So this is where the crack's at.